Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Grant Hardy.
That's great. I think what I'd like to do is book you tomorrow morning. We are the morning show, so it's early. I'm Cathy Browne. I'm currently an associate producer at CBC Vancouver on the radio side of things. And I do a lot of photography, and I happen to be legally blind.
Despite the challenges of COVID-19, it's been an incredible year for Cathy. When she applied for a 12-week paid placement program for people with disabilities at CBC, she had no idea that a year later, she'd still be working with CBC for the early edition.
I've been producing segments, everything from entertainment to politics to current affairs to really human interest kind of stories. I've done everything. I made it clear from the beginning that I didn't want to be the disability person. On the other hand, I saw a real opportunity to shine a light on disability issues. I put a pitch in to say that I want to do a regular segment on disability. I called it Access Denied.
Cathy's recurring early edition segment focuses on barriers faced by people with disabilities, both physical and attitudinal, and she's not shy about tackling tough and timely subjects and getting results.
My first segment was about a young woman by the name of Aries Knight who had cerebral palsy and was nonverbal, so she required an aide to be with her. She got quite ill, had COVID-like symptoms, ended up, it wasn't COVID, it was probably pneumonia and a bunch of other things, but the COVID protocols in the hospitals at the time didn't allow for people with disabilities to have a caregiver with them. And so she was alone, unable to communicate, and she died alone 4 days later in hospital. So my challenge was to get the Minister of Health for BC, Adrian Dix, on the show to respond to the concerns of the disability community about this policy. And he did. And he pledged that it would be, the policy would be changed. We actually got him to say a number, a date, and it happened on the date that he said it would.
Cathy's other segments tackle equally tough issues. Her producer, Catherine Rolfson, recognizes the importance of Cathy's contribution to the CBC family.
She's made us aware that 10% of our population identifies as having a disability, and then that is a huge market and a huge part of our community that we need to serve and reflect. So there are stories that come and go through our coverage, stories about children being excluded from schools because of their disability, stories about kids in care, and stories that we hear about fairly often, but we don't always take the time to find the people who are behind those stories and bring to light these systemic and ongoing inequities and hold leaders to account. And so Cathy has challenged us to take a second look at this.
It's no surprise that Cathy told us she received a very special piece of recognition.
I just won, along with the early edition, the radio show that I helped produce, an award of media excellence from Inclusion BC, which is an advocacy group that helps support people with developmental disabilities. I just cried pretty well all the way through it. It was just so wonderful. And you know, the ability to have these people reach out and be so honest and so brave has resulted in me getting to know a whole new community of people. Here's a couple of questions I had, and primarily, I guess my first one would be about safety.
And how does Cathy get people to bare their souls on her show?
I just let them talk. Sometimes with a lot of these people, they've had it all bottled in for so long, and they've kind of given up talking about it because they've felt that no one's listened for so many years. And I just turn on the tape and I say, you know what? I'm going to ask you a few questions and kind of lead into the situation, but I just want you to tell your story.
At 66, Cathy's energy and tenacity seem to be on the upswing, which her and Catherine are thrilled about.
At an age when a lot of people are retiring, she's just starting with another career. It's so inspiring, and I hope that we've always shown her the respect and that is due to that huge undertaking.
I got my dream job at 65, and this is what I always wanted my entire life and never thought I'd be able to do.